And the award for most expensive divorce goes to... Hey guys, welcome back to Crazy Stories. You know we love diving into the wild world of celebrity, and today we're talking about the elephant in the room. Or, should I say, the elephant in the courtroom. We're talking about divorce, breakups, splits, conscious uncoupling, whatever you want to call it. It happens to the best of us. But when celebrities call it quits, things get really interesting. And by interesting, I mean really expensive. We've all seen the fairy tale weddings, the gorgeous gowns, the stunning venues. But what happens when the fairy tale ends? We're about to break down the biggest, the messiest, and the most expensive celebrity divorces of all time. You won't believe how much these A-listers had to shell out when their love stories came to a screeching halt. Get ready for some shocking numbers, some jaw-dropping settlements, and maybe even a few lessons learned along the way. So buckle up, grab your popcorn, and let's get into it. First up, we're heading straight to the top with what is arguably the biggest divorce settlement in history. I'm talking about none other than Amazon founder Jeff Bezos and his now ex-wife Mackenzie Scott. Now, this wasn't your average, she said split. This was a massive uncoupling of not just a marriage, but of a business empire. When news of the divorce broke in 2019 after 25 years of marriage, the world collectively gasped. Why? Because at stake was Bezos' fortune, a fortune largely tied to Amazon stock. And let me tell you, we're not talking about a few shares here and there, we're talking billions with a B. The final settlement, a mind-blowing $38 billion, that's billion with a B. This instantly catapulted Mackenzie Scott into the ranks of the world's richest women. But here's the kicker, and what I really admire about Mackenzie, she didn't just sit on that fortune. She wasted no time in using her newfound wealth for good, donating billions to charities and philanthropic causes. Talk about turning a negative situation into a positive one. She's an inspiration to us all. Next up, we're taking a trip across the pond to the UK, where even music legends aren't immune to costly divorces. Sir Paul McCartney, the iconic Beatle, knows this all too well. His 2008 divorce from Heather Mills was one for the books, filled with drama, controversy, and of course a hefty price tag. Now, Paul and Heather's relationship had its fair share of scrutiny from the start. There was a 25-year age gap, and many questioned Heather's motives. But love is love, right? Or is it? When the couple announced their separation after 4 years of marriage, the gloves came off. Heather, a former model, was reportedly seeking a settlement upwards of $100 million. Paul, on the other hand, was determined to protect his hard-earned fortune, which he amassed through decades of groundbreaking music. The legal battle was fierce, with accusations flying back and forth. In the end, the judge awarded Heather a cool $48.6 million. A far cry from her initial ask, but still a hefty sum by any standard. The divorce left a bitter taste in everyone's mouths, proving that even musical genius can't always harmonize with matters of the heart. From the music world, we're jumping into the world of sports, where another legend learned a thing or two about expensive divorces. Michael Jordan, the name synonymous with basketball greatness, experienced a major setback off the court when he and his wife of 17 years, Juanita Vanoy, called it quits in 2006. Now, Michael was at the peak of his career, raking in millions from endorsements and business ventures. So naturally, when the divorce was announced, all eyes were on the settlement. Juanita, who had stood by Michael's side throughout his rise to fame, wasn't about to let their marriage dissolve without a fight. The final tally? A whopping $168 million plus custody of their 3 children, multiple luxury homes, and other assets. It was one of the largest celebrity divorce settlements at the time, and a stark reminder that even the GOAT isn't immune to the high cost of heartbreak. But here's the interesting part. Word on the street is that Michael learned his lesson from this experience. When he remarried in 2013, he reportedly had an ironclad prenuptial agreement in place to protect his assets. Hey, once bitten, twice shy, right? Hold on to your hats, folks, because things are about to get really real. Mel Gibson, the Hollywood heavyweight known for his intense roles in blockbuster films, found himself at the center of a divorce so expensive it's almost unbelievable. I'm talking about his split from Robin Moore, his wife of 31 years. Now, Mel and Robin's marriage was the definition of long haul. They met before Mel's career even took off, back when he was just a struggling actor. They built a life together, had 7 children, and weathered the storms of Hollywood together. So when the news of their separation broke in 2006, it sent shockwaves through the industry. What was even more shocking was the settlement. Robin, who had famously stood by Mel's side through thick and thin, was entitled to half of everything. And I mean everything. We're talking half of Mel's estimated $850 million fortune, including his film royalties, real estate holdings, and other assets. That's a cool $425 million. Why so much? Well, rumor has it that Mel and Robin didn't have a prenuptial agreement, which meant Robin was legally entitled to half of everything they accumulated during their marriage. Talk about an expensive lesson learned. From Hollywood, we're teeing up one last story about an athlete whose personal life drove his divorce settlement into the rough. Tiger Woods, the golf prodigy who took the world by storm, experienced a very public fall from grace in 2009 when news of his infidelity made headlines. The scandal rocked Tiger's world, both personally and professionally. Sponsors dropped him, his reputation was tarnished, and his marriage to Elin Nordegren, the mother of his 2 children, was left in shambles. Elin, understandably so, was devastated by the betrayal and wasted no time in filing for divorce. The big question on everyone's mind was, how much would this cost Tiger? Well, the answer came in the form of a $100 million settlement, one of the largest in sports history. Elin, who had maintained a relatively low profile throughout their 6-year marriage, walked away with a hefty sum, a new lease on life, and a determination to rebuild. She reportedly used a portion of the settlement to buy a $12 million mansion in Florida, proving that sometimes the best revenge is a life well lived. As for Tiger, he's slowly but surely rebuilding his life and career, but the memory of his costly divorce serves as a constant reminder that actions have consequences both on and off the green. Wow, talk about expensive breakups. From record-breaking settlements to shocking revelations, these celebrity divorces prove that love can be a risky business, especially when millions or even billions of dollars are at stake. It makes you wonder, who really got the better end of the deal? Was it the spouses who walked away with millions, or was it the ones who learned valuable lessons about love, life, and the importance of a good prenup? I want to hear from you. Who do you think had the worst divorce deal? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more crazy stories. Love can be expensive. Who do you think had the worst divorce deal? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.